We're going to roll the intro music. First one. It can't be super smooth. It's the first one. So I'm just going to keep talking in case they're figuring it out. Are we live streaming or are we stopping? We're going. Going every look. Maybe this is your first welcome to the 2025 NADA show. We're on the ground in New Orleans. We have the whole production team here. We have a couple people. Look, Kyle just made it in from the airport.
Flying in.
Yesterday was a wild ride. I ended up flying to Nashville, linked up with you, and then you said there's some other flights that got canceled. So we linked up with the whole production crew. We went convoy mode from Nashville to New Orleans.
It was wild. What's crazy is you never expect to drive perfectly straight south and start seeing snow and ice.
And more snowy. Yeah, but
it was fun.
But the reality is, if you're considering coming, the sun is out. Conditions are improving so fast. It's above freezing. It's going to be above freezing. I think tomorrow's going to be 51.
And like, it's going to be gorgeous.
It's on the up. So if you were questioning it, actually we have some updates. I know flights are going to start to come back into the airport. So a lot of people are saying, hey, like flights are shifting, but they're expecting that they're going to start letting them land. And they may have started that already. We're here at the J.D. Power Summit.
Yeah. And things are still getting warmed up. It's an
hour
to
up there. There's some schedule changes we're going to talk about, but our friends at J.D. Power, they made it in.
Yeah,
right.
They made it in early. They were ready.
The food's ready. The coffee's ready. And a lot of our industry partner friends got in early, right? Yep. So we know Soft Space, who sets up a lot of the booths. The floor, they're sending us pictures of our booth.
Yes. Yeah. Which is a lot of fun. Yeah. If you want to check out what we're doing, how we're doing it, there's a QR code, there's video playing.
Do you know
all
the
that.
Booth number? Is it 85?
8059.
8059.
Yeah.
We made a song about it, so we can remember it.
Brian Ortega made a great song. I'm really excited because today, J.D. Power, the automotive news event today had to get canceled, and J.D. Power has been so kind to invite those people that were going to the auto news. I think they called it best practices seminar. Yeah. Have invited them there. So if you're planning on going to that, make sure you head over to the J.D. Power. It's at the Sheridan. We'd love to see you here. We'll be here all day.
Yeah, a lot of schedule changes. So if you are here, talking about opening reception has changed. It's inside now. Daytime events are being moved. Listen, I could read them all off here, but they're going to be in the show notes. And the best place to get them actually is to go to autonews.com, and they have them all archived and listed out. And they're probably going to keep updating. Let me see if there's anything. They had a couple great stories. They followed Bob Lonham and Tim Cox on their pilgrimage from Atlanta to here. So there's a fun picture of them like loading the expedition. There's one dealer who talks about she's flying into Jackson, Mississippi. Michelle Prim, managing partner of Cascade Auto Group. She said, I started United, I moved to Delta, then I went back to United, then I did Southwest. She's an NADA board member and a 2015 Automotive News, or 2025, that's probably supposed to say, leading women honoree. She said, so now we're flying Delta.
Amazing.
To Jackson, Mississippi, and they're going to.
I've heard people going to Jackson, people going to Baton Rouge, people going to a bunch of different places kind of close, and then driving in. And the drive, honestly, this afternoon is not going to be that bad.
No, it's probably already great with a lot of cars out on the road.
Exactly.
The wet look on the ground now is water.
It is water. We got a couple things to talk about today. I think the first one that we wanted to mention, and all over the news yesterday, was that that Jack Hollis, obviously a beloved president CEO of Toyota Motors America, is stepping down, handing over the reins to the current COO. Obviously he's a legend. He's well loved. Toyota dealers have been just singing his praises for quite some time.
Yeah. So talk about being able to leave, like go out on a high, right? You managed through a global pandemic. Your dealers are stable. Everybody wants a Toyota dealership. so it's like if there was ever like a little bit of a mic drop moment where you could step out, this is it. So all our best. I wonder what he's going to do in retirement. There's no way he's staying away from cars.
There's no way. I don't think you can actually ever retire from the car business.
No,
I think that's actually a thing. So.
I think you're right there. We do have a special guest on the show. We are joined today. Come on in, Doug. Doug Betts, Global Head of Automotive. We'll do a handshake.
Doug, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining us today. You all have definitely made it a point to get here, and you were telling us there's OEM partners and people who are getting in here. So your call was like, no, if other people are going to be there, we're going to be there. We're going to set up. We're going to welcome in as many people as we can, and we're going to do what we do.
Yeah, coincidentally, I drove down from Nashville yesterday. So if I had seen you guys in the ditch, I would have pulled you out.
Well, strange story. We did actually hit traffic and cut across a median. Yeah, so I wonder if you didn't get a ticket yesterday, did you?
I should have. I was nailed. I was going like 86, and he had me, and they didn't chase me. So
wow,
I'm happy.
That's awesome. Tell us a little bit about what you're excited about with the event today, and some of the insights, some of the things that you guys are going to be bringing that you've been reviewing over the past quarter.
Yeah. Well, excited first of all to have the event, and we've been placing bets on how many people will be here. We had I think 900 registered, so
Wow.
we'll see how many are able to make it. There are some things that we do every year which are of high interest, and one of them is the franchise assessment. So we look at all of the data that we have across all of the brands, and make some organization of that. Which brands are good at this, and which are good at that, and what are the problem areas, what are the changes, and so forth. So that's always popular. A lot of what we will talk about today is the artificial intelligence and the impact on what can be done with data, what data that could in the past never really be made useful that can now be made useful because there's this robot thing that can read and understand and organize and categorize information that before was just sort of too much to look at. So we'll have a lot of a discussion about that.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think the AI conversation is going to be. I think someone made the joke like, "Will we hear AI more than NADA or something this week?"
I think it's official.
Yeah,
you're the first one. You got the first ticker.
You got the tick on the AI.
Everybody else is copying me.
What a visionary! What a visionary!
That's awesome.
I saw something interesting in your work history that I wanted to bring up. You spent some time at Apple.
Yes.
What did you do with Apple?
Well, I
Can't talk about it.
I still can't talk about it, or terrible things will happen to me. But I spent, I think, more than 25 years in the auto industry before that, so you can imagine why I was there for a period of time. I did work on computers and things like that, so I'd learned a lot about a totally different industry and product. But I was there.
There you go.
Other reasons.
I think if you said something, I think their way of terrible things happening, they would make it so that your iMessages will never sync again, and your notifications on your desktop will be different than your phone.
And everything would become a green
And
bubble.
You'd never be able to prove that they did it, right? It's just one of the,
Right. I think I did something to make them mad at some point because mine aren't syncing right now. Well, Doug, thank you so much for making sure that this happened, rallying your team and rallying it for the industry. We look forward to covering some more and talking to your industry partners and seeing what it is you're bringing to the conversation.
Thanks so much for making it in.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks, Doug.
Man, I'm super proud. I said to you yesterday as we were driving in, it's going to be this camaraderie as people get here.
Moment.
We know that there's going to be some people that can't make it, but for the people that are here, the camaraderie around just seeing each other, it's kind of like you can give a head nod to everyone that made it and know that we kind of did this together. And so I'm excited to hug some necks and be around and share. Our goal over the next 4 days is really to be able to give you the most comprehensive coverage we possibly can of everything that's going on here, from the insights, from the fun, everything in between, because we know that if you couldn't make it, there's still some important things happening here that you'll want to know about.
I think we have a couple more announcements that I'd like to make. But first, we're going to be vlogging this whole thing, and I don't think we've ever done the video on the live stream.
There's our team.
So we have people here making it happen. And we're doing a party. The party is still on.
Yes.
The ASOTU First Stop Party. You can go to nadaparties.com. I have a feeling we're going to be doing a lot of updates to those
Delete,
dates and
add, change times.
Times and all that. But I will tell you that our party, our First Stop Party, is Friday night, 5:30 to 7:30. We're going to get together at this beautiful venue, not just a couple blocks from here, called the Sazerac House. And right now, when you go to the site and you register, it's going to say join waitlist. Join the waitlist. Because even though all the tickets were assigned, no doubt a lot of those tickets are going to be reassigned. So make sure you're on the wait list. I think that's going to be a special time where we can just get the people together, like the people who made it, be like, we're here.
Super fun.
We got some special
the other big
editions
announcement that we
planned,
have today is Michael Cirillo's The Dealer Playbook podcast is joining the More Than Cars Media Network. We're super excited to have the Dealer Playbook in the network.
That's right.
As a show that we're sharing, being a part of, and excited to see how we can grow the show and the audience for it. Michael Cirillo has been putting in the work over the past 11, 12 years.
The OG automotive podcaster.
Yeah.
If you go into like ChatGPT and you ask it about who is the OG,
speaking of the OG, get in here, Bob Lanham.
We were literally
just talking about you.
It's not
crazy. This is awesome.
We just
our
talked
whole
about
production team. You didn't see it as you walk by. They're all like, "What is this idiot doing?"
This is awesome. This
Yeah.
is awesome.
Okay, so you and Tim Cox, you were in the front page of Automotive News. A picture of you guys. You were flexing your bicep in the picture. I saw that.
Did it look good?
It did
Yeah,
look great.
super good.
Loading the Expedition. So
My bicep still hurts from straining it.
It's like that's why you're holding your coffee with your left hand.
That's right.
So tell us, you guys made it down from Atlanta last night. I don't know how much of the Car Now team is. Tim, oh, look at these.
Oh,
guys.
look at this. Tim Cox coming in.
No, what Tim heard was that
Oh, by the way, I've already lost my phone and I have no idea how.
And I have fallen twice on the ice.
no, he hasn't.
No.
Yes, I have, right on my backside.
Oh,
So
Well,
I got that going.
The ice is going away. You can still come. The ice is going
That was
away.
earlier.
It is melting as we speak. Bulldozers are plowing the snow right off the street. That's
I
right.
think they've done a fantastic job clearing. I mean, they really have. They're working all night.
Yep.
The sidewalks are starting to get clear. I'm excited. I think here's what I'm most excited about. The people that are able to make it are dedicated. Like
Yes.
this is our industry.
Yeah, I
Like, we
talked to
will
someone
find a way.
last night. I said, like, if you find someone here, they're here for a purpose. They want to learn. They want to be introduced to new technology. Whatever they're doing here, it's an important thing that there's a reason they got here. So I think that's a big deal.
how much of your team made it in?
So it's just he and I at the moment. We've had a couple of flight cancellations this morning. So what we told our team was, if you can't make it by tonight, don't try, because by the time you try, you're going to be here too late. And he and I are here like, we can run the booth, we can do the demos, like we can do it all.
This is going to be amazing. So listen, the Car Now booth, you're going to have room to stretch out if it's just the two of you.
If it's just the two of
You're
us.
probably going to have an Xbox and a PS5 set up somewhere in a corner.
We're across from VinQ, who we had dinner with last night. So we were already planning, like, if there's not a ton of people, we'll combine the booth. They have a big flat screen TV. We'll watch a movie. We have 34 chairs. So we'll bring our chairs
Oh
over
my
and
goodness.
create a
Comfy
theater
chairs.
style thing. But
We're
I think
going
we
to
need
watch
to put a
more than
pickleball
cars.
We
We're
are
going to watch more than cars.
do a watch
At
party.
the booth.
I
A
mean,
watch
how
party.
fantastic
How
would it be?
amazing would
That
that
sounds
be?
like an invite.
It's an invite.
But listen, I give this city a lot of credit. We went to dinner last night at a restaurant. They had a full staff.
Amazing.
Our hotels. I'll tell you this story. So I checked in yesterday. So we drove. So I flew from Detroit to Atlanta. Tim lives in Atlanta. So we rented a car, drove from Atlanta to here. We got 3 miles from the inner city of New Orleans. Took us an hour because every route we took, there was something closed. But those are going to be open, I would guess.
Oh, easily.
Easily by now.
Mid-morning.
But
Yeah.
those will be open now. This was later this evening. So we get here and we go to check in, and the guy kind of looks at me. He's like, "Can I help you?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm here to check in." He goes, "I haven't seen anybody check in since Monday, and I've been here since Monday."
Wow.
So it's pretty cool.
How did you get here?
He goes, "How did you get here?" I was like, "We
you
drove." He's like, "Really? The road
I'm
trip?"
from the future.
I'm from the future or the north.
But
We
listen,
know what
this-
these things look
This
like.
city
right?
is open. The city is happening. There's people walking out. Yes, is there ice? Absolutely, but that's no different than any other, northern city that you can walk around. So if you can make it, because this is going to be probably one of the most memorable and one of the best NADAs I think
We've
we
had
all
it.
have ever had.
8.5 hours with Bob Lanham. What's his name? Is that Bob Lanham over there?
Yeah,
Is it Lanham?
it is.
Bob Laminate.
Yeah.
Eight,
cold out.
eight hours in the car with Bob Lanham will change your life. Yes. Yeah, I will never.
I
be
feel
the
like
same.
I feel
will
like there's an
never be the
HBO
same.
series,
I will never be the
8
same.
hours with Bob.
8
Long.
hours with Bob.
Yeah.
What
Well,
about Bob?
Listen, kudos to you guys for. I think you flew to Nashville.
Yep.
You live in Nashville.
Yep.
You drove. What is it? A 10, 11 hours? What was that?
I mean, it ended up
Supposed to
10
be 9,
hours of
ended up
time.
10,
Yeah.
yeah, because you
Kyle's
so-
knuckles are still white from that last 30 minutes.
It was
last
tough.
night.
You
We
know.
were late. We in late.
And I'll tell you, like, everyone that I've texted with, chatted with, emailed with are trying to get here. Like, no
Right.
one is not trying to
Everyone's
get here.
pushing.
It's just whatever the flights are or are not allowed, right, to do
Yep.
at the moment. So
Well,
Let's
there you
go.
go. What a great surprise.
What a great
Well,
surprise.
try not
What
to
a great-
fall anymore.
Yeah, let's do
Right?
that.
I'm
and,
good.
And looking forward to seeing what you got set up in your movie theater, in your booth. Listen, if you ever wanted to get
Thanks,
some
gents.
FaceTime with the legends,
appreciate you guys.
this is your chance.
Hey, come to JD Power too.
That's
There's
right.
people here.
We're gonna-
We got it.
Let's do this.
We're
Let's go.
doing it.
Hey, that's
I think
the
that's us
spirit of
then.
NADA.
Run that outro music.
Run the outro
fam.
music. That's the spirit of NADA if I've ever seen it. I think
Yeah.
we're gonna have another 3 days of that.
Absolutely. I can't wait for it. Get on down here. Have fun with us. Follow us on LinkedIn and Instagram. We'll see you later.